In a quiet suburban town on Long Island, New York, sits a house that has become a legend, a dark stain on the American dream. 112 Ocean Avenue. To outsiders, it's just a charming Dutch colonial home. But to those who know its story, it's a place where nightmares are made real. This isn't just a ghost story. It's the story of a house that refused to let its residents sleep. Our story begins not with a haunting, but with a horrific crime that soaked the very foundations of the house in blood and sorrow. On a cold November night in 1974, the peace of Amityville was shattered. Inside this house, 23-year-old Ronald DeFeo Jr. took a high-powered rifle and systematically ended the lives of his entire family. His parents, 2 brothers, and 2 sisters. The part that baffled investigators and continues to chill people to the core is how it happened. Every single member of the DeFeo family was found in their own bed, shot as they slept. But here's the truly disturbing detail. There were no signs of a struggle. None of them seemed to have woken up. The neighbors heard nothing, not even the sound of the rifle shots. How could 6 people be killed in their sleep without anyone hearing a thing, without a single one of them trying to fight back or flee? The official investigation concluded, but the questions remained, hanging in the air like a thick, suffocating fog. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue fell silent, holding its dark secrets within its walls. 1 year later, in December 1975, the Lutz family, George, Kathy, and their 3 children saw the house as a dream come true. A beautiful, spacious home, at a price that was almost too good to be true. They knew about the murders, but they were determined to fill the house with new, happy memories, to wash away the stains of its past. They believed their love and laughter could heal the home. They were tragically mistaken. The house had other plans. Just before moving in, the Lutzes asked a priest, Father Mancuso, to come and bless the house. As the priest walked through the rooms, sprinkling holy water, he felt a growing sense of unease. When he entered one of the upstairs bedrooms, the very room where the 2 DeFeo boys had been killed, the atmosphere changed dramatically. The air grew cold, and a deep, guttural voice screamed out from the silence, a voice that was not human. It commanded him, "Get out." Shaken to his core, the priest fled the house, later trying to warn the Lutzes over the phone. But the line would fill with static and cut out every time he mentioned the warning. The family was on their own. From the very first night, the house began to reveal its true nature. The Lutz family's dream quickly spiraled into a living nightmare. Strange, unexplainable things started happening. They would hear phantom footsteps walking round the house late at night, the heavy tread of someone pacing the floors when everyone was in bed. Doors would slam shut with violent force, even when there was no wind. The front door was once ripped from its hinges. The wood splintered and the heavy brass lock twisted as if by an incredible, unseen force. The temperature in certain rooms would plummet without reason, becoming ice-cold in an instant, their breath turning to fog. Swarms of flies would appear out of nowhere, covering the windows of a specific room, even in the dead of winter when such a thing should be impossible. Strange, foul odors, like cheap perfume or sickeningly sweet decay, would drift through the hallways and then vanish. The haunting began to focus on the family members themselves. George Lutz underwent a terrifying transformation. He became withdrawn, angry, and obsessed with the fireplace, spending hours staring into the flames. He would wake up every single night at 3:15 a.m., the exact time the DeFeo murders were believed to have taken place, feeling an unnatural chill that had nothing to do with the temperature. Kathy Lutz started having vivid, terrifying nightmares. She would levitate in her sleep, floating inches above the bed, a phenomenon witnessed by her horrified husband. Their youngest daughter, Missy, began talking to a new imaginary friend she called Jody. Jody wasn't like other imaginary friends. She described Jody as a pig-like creature with glowing red eyes, who could change shape and sometimes appeared outside her bedroom window, staring in. One night, the terror escalated. Kathy was in bed when she felt an unseen entity pressing down on her, holding her immobile. She saw two glowing red eyes staring at her from the darkness of the room, filled with a malevolence that was not of this world. Neighbors and passers-by would later report seeing the same pair of demonic, glowing eyes looking out from the upstairs windows, the very windows of the children's bedrooms. The house itself seemed to be alive, a malevolent entity that was feeding off their fear. After 28 days of escalating horror, the Lutz family reached their breaking point. The final night was a cacophony of terror, with banging sounds so loud it was as if a marching band was parading through their living room. Unseen forces threw furniture across rooms, and the entire family was subjected to a relentless psychological assault. They knew they couldn't survive another night. Grabbing only what they could carry, they fled the house in the middle of the night, leaving all their possessions behind. They never returned. They left behind a home filled not with happy memories, but with the echoes of their screams. What truly resided in 112 Ocean Avenue? Was it the vengeful spirits of the DeFeo family, trapped in an endless cycle of their last moments? Or was it something else? Many paranormal investigators and demonologists who studied the case believe the house wasn't just haunted. They claim the land itself was tainted long before the DeFeo tragedy. Some theories suggest the land was once used by a local Native American tribe to house the sick and insane, leaving a powerful negative energy. Others point to a man named John Ketchum, a practicing devil worshipper who allegedly lived on the property in the 17th century and asked to be buried there, cursing the land forever. According to these experts, the DeFeo murders didn't create the evil. They just opened a door. The bloodshed acted like a key, unlocking a portal and inviting something far older and more sinister into the house. What the Lutz family encountered wasn't a ghost. It was a powerful, non-human entity, a demonic force that had claimed the house as its own. This would explain the physical manifestations, the shape-shifting creature Jody, and the deep, commanding voice that drove the priest away. It was an intelligence that actively sought to torment and drive out any who dared to live there. The story of the Amityville Horror has been debated for decades. Skeptics claim it was an elaborate hoax, a story concocted by the Lutz family for fame and money. They point to inconsistencies in the accounts and a lack of concrete physical evidence. But the Lutzes maintained their story until their dying day, passing lie detector tests and sticking to their terrifying testimony. They always insisted that what they experienced was real. Today, the house at 112 Ocean Avenue still stands. The iconic quarter-moon windows, the ones that looked like glowing red eyes, have been changed. The address has been altered to deter tourists. New families have lived there since the Lutzes fled, reporting no paranormal activity. Has the evil finally left? Or is it merely sleeping, waiting for the right moment, for the right family to awaken once more? The house that refused to sleep has become a modern legend, a chilling reminder that sometimes the perfect home is hiding the perfect nightmare. It forces us to ask, do we live in our homes, or do our homes sometimes live through us? What do you think? Was it a hoax, a haunting, or something much, much worse? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the dark, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from the shadows. Stay safe out there.